Hello everyone, welcome back to Locoskates, it's Jake. Last week we did a video which was top 10 aggressive skates, and it was voted for by me, Harry, Gaston and Duncan here at the Locoskates office. It wasn't a very objective video because it was just 4 of us voting. So at the end of that video we asked you guys, the viewers, to comment your top 3 skates in the YouTube comments, and I also did a Facebook poll where I asked people their top 5 skates. So we devised a points system where we totted up the numbers and we individually counted about 500 comments, about 500 votes off people, and we made a point system and we came up with the top 25 aggressive skates ranked as voted for by the people being you, the people that count. It was 25 because that is how many skate models got mentioned within those 500 comments. It just happened to be like a round number of 25. So without further ado, number 25 is the Trigger Rainbow Skate. I thought this was a little bit harsh because I really like the Trigger Rainbow Skate. In fact, I voted it as my 5th best skate in a top 5 we did a couple of years ago. But I think they do a lot of their marketing in France. And so maybe if this was a poll done in France, maybe it would have had a different result. But yeah, Trigger Rainbow Skate got 1 point in 25th place. In 24th place was the K2 Unnatural Skate. K2 haven't really been concentrating on aggressive models really recently. In fact, I don't think they even featured in their catalogue last year. But the K2 Unnatural has been hanging around for a little bit. I think most people just thought that the cuff was too stiff on this skate. It didn't have enough flex in it. A lot of people complained about that. Hopefully if they ever come back to the market in the future, they can listen and produce a skate which is a bit more usable for people. Number 23 and 22, actually, this is a joint 23rd and 22nd place, is the Faction Skate. It's a brand new skate. It's like a carbon fibre skate. We don't really know anything about it yet because I'm not even sure if it's out, like it's not been offered to shops. Maybe they're not selling it through shops, maybe they're just selling it direct. We'll find out a bit more in the coming weeks, I think. But yeah, I suppose somebody's had a go on them because it came in with 4 points at number 23, joint 23rd, with the USD Aeon 72. And the Aeon 72, as you'll know, is just a bigger wheeled version of the Aeon 60. The Aeon 60 is going to feature further up the table. It's a more popular version. But yeah, some people like the one with bigger wheels. 21st place is the Roces Genesis Skate. This is one of 4 Roces skates that features today in the poll. And yeah, it's the lowest down in the list because the Roces Genesis is kind of an older model that they don't concentrate on. And I think the reason why this is so low in the list isn't a reflection of the skate like not being very good or anything. It's just that the other models in the Roces range exist and people would skate those skates above the Roces Genesis skate just because they're newer produced. We'll get to those skates in a minute. Number 20 is the Rems HR Skate. Really surprised this was so far down the table, but again, I think it's a marketing thing. I think that they haven't done much marketing in the last few years, and there's not much going on with their team either. So maybe that's why it came so far down. But people still buy the Rems skate, and they still really like the Rems skate. Number 19 and 18th joint place is the USD Carbon Free and joint with the Gould's original skate. And the Gould's original being the Frankie Morales and the Michael Prado versions. Interesting that they came in joint place so close together because these 2 skates are like virtually the same thing actually. They're the same boot and they've got different sole plates on them and quite a different look, to be honest. But yeah, both really coming from the same people, same factory. So yeah, it's kind of reassuring in a way in terms of like the legitimacy of the poll that they came so close together in the poll. In number 17th place is the Them 908 Skate. Interesting one because them skates, they're not really concentrating on the 908, but they've released a few models, they've trickled out. Obviously they're concentrating on the 909. So I think the reason that this placed at 17th place is a lot of people who really liked the 909 skate as part of their top 3 or top 5 they also voted for the 908 because it is so similar in the shape and the way it skates. In number 16th place is the second Razors skate in the list today, and that is the Razors Shift skate. Interesting, yeah, it's the newest one, but the second lowest in the poll. So maybe it's quite narrow, so maybe it doesn't fit a lot of people's feet as well as some other Razors models. It's also got the quick frame change system on it, and you know, maybe some people are skeptical about that. I've never had a problem with it, but I suppose, yeah, you could see why some people might want to skate a skate that doesn't have a quick change system, just for like the general solidity of it. Number 15 is the USD Carbon. Interesting, because the USD Carbon, yeah, it's a carbon fiber skate, obviously. There's not a lot of carbon fiber skates in the list. There's definitely a trend towards plastic aggressive skates, and I think that's because a lot of people, if they're like me, they like the thud of plastic, they like the shock absorbing qualities of a plastic. But yeah, as far as carbon fiber skates goes, I think the USD Carbon is our best seller. It's a bit of a go-to. It's great, it's great quality, it's a fantastic skate if you are the type of person that likes the qualities of carbon fiber, which, by the way, are lightness and responsiveness. So, you know, it's definitely got good things about it. Interestingly, 14th place is the Adapt Brutale, which is also a carbon fiber skate and very, very similar to the USD Carbon skate. So, yeah, you can see why they sit next to each other in the table there. The Adapt is only available direct from Adapt. They don't sell it through shops. So that's testament to how good it is actually, that you know, it comes in like mid-table, even though you can only buy it in one place. And then in 13th place is the USD 7 / Gold's Tim Franken skates. And the reason that we put these two lumped in together is because it's literally the same skate. It's the same boot, the same sole kit, and then like anything which is different is like just a spec difference. Like you could put a different liner in or different wheels on. But yeah, so we lumped them both in together. Whether you think that's fair or not, I don't know, but we did. In 12th place, this is probably the most like polarizing skate in the list today. I think some people like really don't like it, and some people really, really like it, and it's a cult classic. And that's the USD Shadow skate. I'm glad to see it in there, because it didn't make our top 10 list last week, and that's just simply because none of us skate shadows. We're not kind of shadow style skaters, so it might have been a bit unfair not to have it included in the top 10 when it is a really popular skate. But as far as the people's opinion goes, yeah, 12th best skate on the market. And in at number 11 is the Roces Fifth Element. This is like the secondary skate in the Roces range, obviously the M12 being the headliner, but some people really like the Roces Fifth Element for its wide qualities, for its chunky qualities. Number 10 is the USD Sway. Love this skate, just because it's so cheap, but also performs so well. If you put some different components on it, you've put like higher end wheels on it and a good liner in it, like you can turn you can turn a budget skate into a really good premium skate, actually. But you know, you don't have to do that, and if you don't, you can get a skate for like a really reasonable price. Number 9 on the list is the Razors Colt. This is the third Razor on the list today, and is this the oldest Razor skate? I think the Razor Colt came first, and it still exists today as a classic. People still love the boot for its solidity. It just works. It's got really good ankle support. I mean, there's a lot of people who are gravitating towards this kind of old school style of skate, and this like plays into that idea perfectly. And I love the Razor Colt skate, and Gaston voted it as his number 1 skate on the top 10 list we did last week. Number 8 is a brand new aggressive skate out. Is the FR Skates UFR, and they've only had one model, and it's the Anthony Pottier Pro model. And yeah, we tested this skate a few weeks back. We did a video on it, and we'll link that in the description. So if you want to find out more, have a look at that. But yeah, really impressive for that to come in so high up the table when it's only just come out. Especially as like you got to assume that only a few kind of people have really like tried it, because you know, it's only released a handful of pairs of that skate. So yeah, maybe some people are voting on the idea that they think it would be good, but it's a really good skate. Number 7 is the Seba CJ skate. This is a bit of a funny one because when people voted, they didn't specify whether, well, most of the time they didn't specify whether they were talking about the carbon fiber version or the plastic version or the linerless version or the integrated liner version. And so it was difficult to split out those results. So we had to lump them all in together. And it's in 7th place. I take that with a little bit of a pinch of salt, but it definitely got a lot of mentions across the board, and yeah, it's surprisingly popular, that skate, especially considering it's not been like particularly easy to get hold of in the last couple of years. In number 6 is the Razor SL. It's the top Razors skate in the list today. Razors is the official. Razor sounds better, doesn't it? It's proportioned really well, like it just works. It works for a lot of people's foot shapes and sizes. It grinds perfectly. It looks good as well, and there's lots of different color options. And you can see why Razors are releasing more models of the Razors SL than they are of their other models, because yeah, this is why, because you guys voted for it as the more popular one. Okay, number 5 on the list is the Roces M12, an absolute classic. It's been around, it must have been around 3 decades, this skate. And although it's number 5 on the list, I'm pretty sure like this is often, you know, at the end of the year, our best selling skate. And the reason for that is because like they also do really, they do low priced versions. They do reasonable prices on them. So even though it's number 5 in the list, it is the best seller overall, generally. And people love it for its, same as the Razor Cult, where they love it for its simplicity. It's just a classic plastic boot. It thuds really well. It's solid, and it just looks good. So number 4 on the list is the Rollerblade Blank. It's new. It's like a solo. It's a Rollerblade solo shell, really, which has been about for quite a few years. But they're marketing this kind of blank thing as like a whole new skate. So yeah, the Rollerblade Blank skate, interesting. Again, that's really high up the table at number 4, considering like they've only released a handful of these skates. Only a few people have got them. So again, the votes coming in, like some of them must be from people who like really like the idea of the skate. And we did say when you voted, you could vote for like a skate that you, if you haven't tried all skates, you can vote for one you like the idea of, even if you haven't tried it, because it's just a bit of fun, right? Number 3, and this was really, really close between number 3 and number 2. Number 3 is the Mesmer Throne skate. Again, they've only had 1 model released, and which is the John Bellino Throne model. And yeah, it's a what is it? It's the old like USD Throne, classic Throne shell, but they've redone it with a different sole plate, and it does change the whole dynamic of the skate. I think I'm really looking forward to skating that with the new sole kit and just finding out what it's all about. And you guys obviously like it as well. It's right up there, and just 2 points away from coming in at number 2. This was right up until the last vote or two. And yeah, number 2 is the USD Aeon Skate. I was kind of like rooting for the Aeon Skate because we put it quite like low down in the top 10 that we did last week. We put it in 9th place, and I felt a little bit bad about it. And it just so happened that the 4 of us, none of us skate on the Aeon. So some of us like put it in 4th or 5th position, and that's why it came so low down. But yeah, generally it's such a great skate, and it's suited to so many people. And this whole frame and unibody, design, where it eliminates any wheel bite problems. It's just great. We're going to do a video next week about frames and riding flat frames, and but this skate just it means you don't even have to worry about that. It's just got a really wide split. You're not going to catch your wheels. You can skate flat. You can go fast. The skate fits people perfectly. It looks great. It's not expensive. USD Aeon in at number 2, and in 1st position, same as we voted last week, and it won by an absolute country mile, the them 909, with 26% of all the votes. That's 26% across 25 models. Do the math. Do the maths. Do some maths, guys. it basically, yeah, it got almost 3 times as many points as the next skate down, the Aeon, and yeah, people really love the VEM 909 skate. I think it's, you know, there's not a week that goes by where like it seems like them skates are doing something every single week in terms of marketing, in terms of, you know, just having a new project, having a new product out. They're constantly releasing new products, and not only that, but the skates so well. I love it. It's my favourite skate. It's Harry's favourite skate, and obviously a lot of people out there who voted for this, it's their favourite skate too. So big props to VEM Skates for coming out on top on both these results. It's pretty unanimous. That's it. Thanks for watching. This was the vote that really mattered, the people's vote. And yeah, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Oh. Hey, sorry. So we forgot to announce the winner of the. We said vote for your best skate, and we'll pick a winner randomly from the YouTube comments. So we're just going to do it now. Here's a YouTube random comment picker. Ronnie Rask is top 3. He went Mesmer, Aeon, Golds. Presumably that's Mesmer first, Aeon second, Golds third. So yeah, if your name's Ronnie, you just won yourself a pair of Mesmer skates, and probably not in stock at the moment, but we have got more coming. Yeah, the first batch ran out, but there's more coming really, really soon. So yeah, we'll get in touch.